This is what I'm looking at. Okay. Four, 12, 6, spectrum, 58. All right. On Wednesday, October 30th, 2024, at approximately 4:20 p.m., we located what we believe to be human remains that were wrapped in a tarp in the 1500 block of East Moreland Boulevard, East North Street. The city of Waukesha received a call from a citizen who made this discovery in the woods. The Waukesha Police Department, in collaboration with the Waukesha County Medical Examiner's Office, were able to collect the human remains. With any death investigation, we collaborate with the Waukesha County Medical Examiner's Office to positively identify our crime victim, and we were able to determine the manner and cause of death. We appreciate the patience of the community during this time. The medical examiner was able to identify the crime victim as 56-year-old Carlos J. Maldonado. Furthermore, the medical examiner was able to determine the manner of death as a gunshot wound and determine this to be a homicide. The investigative team from the Waukesha Police Department developed a person of interest in this case. The suspect was taken into custody without incident on Friday, December 6th. The suspect will be making his initial court appearance this afternoon at the Waukesha County Courthouse. The suspect is identified as 62-year-old Kevin W. Leischwick. We extend our deepest condolences to the victim's family and loved ones during this incredible, difficult time. Our department is committed to seeking justice and ensuring the safety of our community. The family has asked for privacy as they deal with this tragedy. Thank you all for your attention in this matter. Together we can ensure accountability and justice for all our community members. With that, I'll take a couple questions. Brian?
Do we know why this happened?
We do not know why this happened, Brian. No.
How
Brett?
long had the victim been in that location, and were they covered in twigs and branches?
We believe this happened mid-April. The body was semi-buried, and it was covered in leaves and twigs and stuff, so it looked like the body was to be intentionally concealed from casual passerbys. With fall foliage coming down and the leaves and the winds picked up, we had some good winds at the end of October there, and that kind of, Mother Nature kind of disclosed that for us. Rebecca?
What was the relationship between the suspect and the victim, and did he live in that, did the victim live in that apartment building?
The suspect and victim both resided in an apartment complex. The relationship is not known. We don't believe, other than they lived in the same apartment complex, is the only way they knew each other.
There was no personal relationship with each other?
That has not been disclosed in the investigation, that they had any type of relationship, no.
And was he reported missing? Where has he been since mid-April?
The family reached out to us in mid-April. There was an investigation done at that time. It was also discovered that the victim had an active arrest warrant. So in natural progression, the police department gets involved. We work with the family, but we're also very cognizant that people tend to abscond from justice. And we're dealing with a 56-year-old male here who potentially did not want to be known or be seen by police. So with an active warrant on the system, it would have a higher level to bring him into custody if he was higher level than a missing persons case.
So there was an official missing persons case?
There was no official missing persons case. We had a person that was not seen by their family at that time, and we worked collaboratively with the family, but were able to discover him. And it was just, with that warrant being on the system, we were looking forward, if he would have been ran into any law enforcement throughout the nation, that would have been made known to us.
And what was the warrant?
I don't have that at this time.
So Leischwick then, does he have a criminal record? Did he give you any sort of statement when he was arrested? Where'd you track him down at?
Through the investigation, there was things that were coming up. There was several search warrants that were filed on the property as well as Leischwick's residence. There was items that were consistent with was located on the crime victim. And at that time, we were able to serve a search warrant, see that what was consistent on the crime victim. We were also able to secure a search warrant for the vehicle, and inside the vehicle was a firearm. That firearm was sent to the crime lab. They expedited that for us, and we were able to determine that the rounds that were located in the victim were fired from that firearm that was located in Leishwick's
So the
vehicle.
suspect didn't flee, he was still living in that apartment building?
Correct. He was acting as nothing ever happened. Spectrum?
When you see that something like this happen in our community, what goes through your mind?
I'm a Waukesha kid, born and raised here, went to school here, live here. This is not what Waukesha is about, but part of my oath that I took to this community was to ensure that this was a safe Waukesha and that accountability would be handled with the justice system. Our commitment here, the diligency, the countless hours that this investigative team did for the community was exceptional. We dealt with, if you think about it, we were about 6 months behind in any investigation because the body was concealed for a period of time. To our investigative team, it goes without saying, I'm very proud of you, the chief. Our community is very proud of you. From the mayor's office, they're proud of them, because this isn't Waukesha. But I know what Waukesha will do. I'm confident in the district attorney's office. We'll make sure the defendant is held accountable, and that our commitment is to continue to curb crime in our community. Jim?
Where exactly was he shot? Head, heart?
That is very hard to determine at this. I don't think we'll ever know that, to actually know exactly where the entrance wound was, because the advanced decomposition of the body. So that's kind of what compromised us. I want to also extend to our media partners, you guys were exceptionally patient. You gave us grace and patience in this investigation. It was compromised. It was a difficult investigation. I think that's why I stand here and say we're very proud of our investigative team, because time was not on our hands on this one. But they worked diligently with the medical examiner. She brought in an amazing team. We're talking subject matter experts and things that I don't even know because the words are too long to tell what titles they are. But to determine what everything that went on into this investigation was great.
So how far from where the body was found to where they lived?
It was in the wooded area, just up the hill. If you go back to that apartment complex and go up the hill into a wooded area, it was thick, especially in April when all the leaves are coming back on the tree. We have spring flowers and grasses and everything's coming back up. That just added to the concealment of the deceased. And then naturally fall comes, and that just kind of opens things up a little more.
So no way to know if he was killed up there or somewhere else?
Correct. All that we know is where the discovery of the body was made.
And who found it?
Passerby.
Did you say that he is still denying it, or that he did say,
He's not speaking to us right now.
so he didn't confess or anything?
Correct. Brett?
The gun was recovered?
The gun has been recovered. There was a search warrant that was conducted. Once we developed him as a person of interest, we had eyes on. We utilized our resources to make sure he was monitored. And in the criminal complaint, you're going to see a little bit more details of why this was, once he was developed as a person of interest, why we made sure that we had eyes on this individual for a significant period of time until we had enough probable cause to arrest. We did not want to compromise the integrity of an investigation of all. A hunch is one thing, but also we're going to let the evidence take us to exactly where we can go at that point where we can make an arrest, and that's where it was.
Did you feel like other people were at risk, or other people have been hurt by him in the past?
We believe that he had a hit list. We believe that he had information that he had grievances with others. Fortunately, those others were not local, meaning specifically in the city of Waukesha. That what prompted our urgency. But again, with the time the body was found until the discovery was made, from the time of the homicide, I should say, until the discovery was made, that compromised us. We really relied a lot on physical evidence. as well as toxicology and everything that the medical examiner could bring for us.
When you say he had a hit list, is there concern that there's other victims out there that are also missing?
No. This was the number one. Mr. Maldonado was number one on his hit list. And that's well documented in some of the information that we found in the search warrant.
Captain Baumann, is it correct
Yes.
this is Waukesha's second homicide this year?
Correct.
Were the other people on this so-called hit list, I guess, regular citizens, or were they political figures, or were they?
They were known to Leishwick. He had grievances with some people. He was a very well detail-oriented individual. Some would say he's creepy. I think we have media partners that may have spoken with him, and I think they would draw that same conclusion about his personality.
And the vehicle, when you searched it, was it just in the parking lot at the apartment complex?
No, we had information that he had left approximately 2 days after the body was discovered. He made a storage unit rental in the Appleton area. Why he picked Appleton, we don't know. We believe it was because they offered a free 30 days subscription. When that time came up, we had a team of investigators that were tracking him at that time. We realized that he emptied out the contents of that storage unit in Appleton. Again, once he came into the city of Waukesha, that's where we were able to make contact with him, serve the search warrant on his vehicle. That was the one piece that we were waiting on, and that's where the discovery of the firearm, which was consistent with the bullets that were found in the crime victim.
When did that take place, that search warrant on it?
The first week of December.
And that gun hasn't been used for anyone else that you know of?
Our focus is on this. Since we had the rush put on it, we wanted to make the bullets were consistent with our crime victim, and then that will get entered into our national database, at which point that they can investigate further. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of more investigation that needs to be done. I think that today is to bring everyone in the community to let everybody know that we have made an arrest. We're confident in the investigative team thus far, and they're got a lot more work to do. As we know with any trial, these take time. And I look forward to seeing him make his initial appearance today and realize that the strength of the Waukesha County District Attorney's Office is in strong support of our community. So with that, thank you very much.